From Ramani, who's a researcher specialising in Russian foreign policy at the University of Oxford, and he joins us from the United Kingdom. Well, thank you very much, Sema, for joining us here tonight as we get this breaking news in 9 Turkish soldiers who have been killed in Syria's Idlib. So what more can you tell us on this?
I think that this is a major escalation in the conflict, and certainly if Russia is perceived to be complicit in this, it's the worst moment in Russia-Turkey relations that we've seen since the Sukhoi jet was shot down in November of 2015. And I also think that this was triggered by perhaps Russian and Assad's concerns about the speed of Turkey's counteroffensive. Turkey has managed to secure and liberate Nairab from Assad regime forces and is making tangible progress in Sarakeb. So the Assad regime and the Russians were concerned that if this continued, they would lose control of the M4 and M5 highways, which are crucial infrastructure that the regime has just recently secured, and tilt the balance of power in Idlib away from the regime. So this is an attempt to show Turkey that the costs of escalation are extremely high, and it's also a sign that if Turkey does want to come back to the table with Russia, it will be on Russian terms. And with the Russian use of force and with Putin canceling the meeting with Erdogan, it seems to be a power play from Moscow against Ankara.
Well, Putin never said actually he would attend the meeting on the 5th of March, even beforehand. But why did everything escalate when it came to Idlib?
I think that, yes, regarding the meeting, it was implied always that it was going to be a trilateral meeting between Russia, Iran, and Turkey with the revival of the Astana format. But with regards to Idlib, yes, I think that what's happened is, as I noted, that the Assad regime forces are keen to make sure that they can take control over Idlib and preserve control over their infrastructure. They did have a very positive few weeks from December to February, in spite of the immense humanitarian casualties. They were able to make some of the fastest progress that we had seen in the past 18 months. And they'd also taken control over West Aleppo. And the concern is now, if they are to lose Sarakeb, and then perhaps lose Manat al-Shuman, which was the other rebel stronghold that they just recently captured, and there's ongoing insurgencies in Deir ez-Zor, and uncertainty in northern Syria, where the YPG militants are still being displaced, there could be multiple fronts opening up for Assad. So Idlib is the biggest front, and Assad is trying to close this as fast as possible.
And what reaction can we expect at this moment from the international community?
It's hard to say what will happen. I suspect that the United States will certainly release a statement supporting Turkey's right to self-defense, like it did before, and it's unambiguously against the Assad regime and the Russian conduct. But NATO will probably also release a response saying that there's nothing really that we can do because Turkey is intervening militarily in Syria, and this is not a strike on Turkish territory, so Article 5 cannot really be called. So I think the Western powers will offer solidarity with Turkey, but little in terms of material support. The interesting thing to see is how Russia reacts to this. Will this mean that the Astana talks now fall on ice and are permanently suspended as the progress towards a political solution fades? Will tensions between Iran and Turkey get a lot worse? Will the Saudis and the Emiratis, who are against Turkish involvement in Syria, try to make things difficult for them by reestablishing their links with the YPG? These are the open questions that we should be looking at.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World, Ramani.